You're tuned to Vibes FM. I am Sarah C, and today's special guest is a true-born Kingstonian, a classically trained pianist, a producer, a proper lyricist, and an internationally acclaimed recording artist. He has a brand new album out, aptly titled Now I Rise, and the deluxe version has just dropped. Dre Island, welcome to Vibes FM.
Blessings, Sarah. Greetings, the world vibes FM massive. One love every time. Give thanks for such warm welcome. Yes.
Listen, congratulations on such a great album.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Maximum respect. I know the team to listening, they will say thank you very much too, because it was a team effort.
Yeah,
More
I'm
to say than
sure.
one person.
There is no doubt about that. And actually, we have to seriously big up your team because everything has been so professional.
And I give thanks. And that was the whole reason to Sarah why I waited this long to release the album, because I know, yes, everybody love Dre Island once they hear Dre Island, but I was not structured or organized to move forward on that professional level. In within myself, I didn't see that, and I wanted that to be an intricate part of everything that I do. And once I saw that came to place, I was like, yes, everyone is ready for the album. Now I rise.
100%. Because when you get credits and you can see who did what, it just gives the whole album another dimension.
Yes, definitely, because as I say, it's a whole lot of people that played a part on the album, respect to all the producers who are part of it, all the artists who gave their time to give me that feature. And each features are strong features too on the album that I respect them, because they all gave me strong verses on the album.
Yeah, they definitely did. And I was actually saying just before, I've been listening to the audiobook of Alicia Keys, and there's amazing similarities between your art and hers. One, that the classical piano, but two, this you seem to have this decisiveness and a faith in yourself. And even if, I don't know, a lockdown comes along and some artists are a bit nervous to put it out, you've made your decision. And I've got a friend that says hashtag winners don't wait. And you've got your plan and you're sticking to it. And I
That's right,
really respect
because
that.
because and I must say respect to Alicia Keys because she's somebody that I admire. So I'm glad that you brought her up too. And Alicia Keys, likewise, John Legend too. And I mean, we as creators, we have to know when to take charge, when to be still, and when to say something, when not to say something. It's all perfect timing and nothing beat timing. And I thought this album, with the message that it comes with the mood that it comes with, was soothing for the time. Everything that has been happening, especially from the ending of 2019, starting into 2020, you know. And I saw that people needed that rise in this time, mentally, physically, and emotionally to rebuild themselves, to self motivate themselves, to drive forward, to create a happier world.
It's interesting because a lot of the classic reggae from back in the day, it's still relevant today. So I think to be able to make a record maybe now that will still be relevant in 20 years' time has got to be the goal.
Yes, definitely, because and that's a key thing that I one of the key ingredients that I had put into my album and my songs per se. The elders taught me to make timeless music. They taught me not to date my music, not to put things in my music that would pinpoint it to a particular moment and let's stop right there. They taught me how to make forever music, you know. And seeing that I appreciate music from a different aspect, I play the classical piano, I play piano. Well, I study classical piano. That too has a lot to do with what I put inside of the music. So where sounds is concerned and where the lyrics is concerned, the lyrical content is concerned, I make music for your ears that will last forever. A song like We Pray feature my brother Popcaan. You know, those are timeless music. Days of Stone feature my brother Chronixx, you know, timeless music. You know, BOK feature my brother Jesse Royal. And even though, yes, you can say it suit this time, but it suit 20 years ago, as you say, when the elders was here too, and it's still gonna travel on because it's timeless music, you know. So I had to look on where I was coming from to where I am today, and I had to see the vision of where the youths are going and what they need to carry on with them.
Do you know? And it's, I think that conviction that means you put the album out when everyone's going woo, but then you come back, because I'm gonna guess it was, I don't know what the reason was. You can maybe tell us, but we had the album, and now we've got the deluxe album just dropped, which has got
All
3
right,
extra tracks on it, right? And it,
that was say that, finish.
no, well, so you've got the album and you've got the deluxe album, and I mean, it could look like a really great promotional idea, but I bet it wasn't. I bet it was actually just something that happened. So maybe there's a reason for it.
I mean, it's also a good promotional strategy, but for me, I see music and I do music on a different. It's my view on my music and take on anyone's music. You know, I love music, Sarah. First and foremost, music is everything that I do. People say I talk to them and they be like, "You really is an artist, you know, because you talk to me right now and it's like you're singing a song." I'm like, for real? I don't even realize it. So, with that said, you know, it was more of I had a message that I needed to be on the album, which was the intro, a speech that I produced in particular, but I took a speech from Charlie Chaplin and Martin Luther King and made one message. And I played the musical arrangement around it. And I needed that speech on the album, but I never got clearance for it in time. So I was like, okay, cool. What I'm gonna do right now is just make a deluxe version and just put out that intro on the deluxe version. And I was like, I'm not going to give the people them just 3 songs. I mean, just an intro. Give them 2 extra songs, you know, because it's 13 songs on the album thus far. Give them 2 more features and make them feel good, you know, make everybody feel high. And that's exactly what I did, you know. And I mean, right now, same old song featuring Teejay. Everyone, I hear it everywhere playing in Jamaica. I mean, Wyclef, Justice. Big up the legendary Wyclef first and foremost. You know
A
what I'm
hundred
saying?
percent.
Yes, because Wyclef actually made that song and made that rhythm, had it. It was his production, and he was there in his own private space, miles away from me. I'm in Jamaica, he's in America, and he just sat there and said, you know, I need Dre Island on this track. And he sent the track to me. I did my part. And he went on to say, nephew, I think this should be your song. I'm like, yeah, all right, this is the next street for the album. So it's just the love that we have for the music and the dedication that we put in the music and the hard work and sacrifice that we put in the music, you know, that Jack continue to bless us with the right words to say and with the right motion to move so the people can always receive the music. Without, I mean, I don't want to force anything on anybody at any time. So that is the whole reason to why I give people the whole vibes, like how you see the vibes is on the album, where it's not mostly reggae in the strecke, strecke, where people know reggae on the beat. But for me, reggae is not the beat. Reggae is the message that I put on any beat.
Well, we do on the show, on the radio show that I do, we do the final section, as I call it, pushing the boundaries, because reggae isn't just reggae anymore. I know you're probably a bit more free spirited and I'm a bit more square train spotterish. So if I've got a dance track with a Jamaican feature, that counts. If I've got
Yeah,
anything that I can tie it back to either the messages in the music, it's a reggae message, it's a reggae singer, it's a reggae feature, it's got a little offbeat somewhere, it's a cover version of a reggae song. As long as I can sort of get it in my reggae package, I push the boundaries as far as I absolutely can. Because I think
because
that's naturally what's happening.
you're 100% right, because if you can recall, how did reggae came about? You know, is the legends them, the elders them living in the garrison at the time, and it was their message of their struggles and their poverty and their way of speaking out and freeing up themselves. You know, that was their expression back in the day, and until it became a genre. But when Bob go on further and tell you that reggae for Rasta, you know, is the message that we put on the beat. So no matter where the beat go, as long as we keep that message positive, the message has to be positive, you know, and as long as it's a positive message, for me, it's Rastafari. 'Cause Rastafari is a free way of life, you know. So that and Bob, the legendary Bob, even go as far as tell you, play I and R&B. I want my people to see, you know what I'm saying.
It started
So
there.
and for me, I put it at a different level too. You know, let me take it out of the box a bit, because I don't deal with religion. I don't look at race and all of these things that people look on. I see humanity as one love, one blood, and I Rasta man. See, so it's one way I can see it no matter what. So you see, with that said, if I say I don't like religion, and I'm going to sit there and say I choose John, it's the same division, because that's what they do, divide people. And for me, I'm not going to sit there and say I don't like your music, that's from your culture, because I'm not from your place, and reggae and dancehall is man. I'm going to sit there and say no, it's only reggae and dancehall. No, I want Sarah's music. I want to listen to Sarah's music. I want to go where Sarah is to and vibes around Sarah people. Feel the culture, because we're one. And I want to make music on Sarah's culture too. You know, put my reggae message on Sarah's beat. That's going to make everyone in Sarah community dance and rock to it, because they're going to appreciate this. They're going to be like, yo, this is ours with the reggae. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly the vibes that I am going forward with making Dre Island music.
Well, it's interesting because you actually are the collaborator of choice, aren't you? Georgia Smith, Cadenza, Kiko Bun, Agent Sasco. You got a track on the new Richie Spice album. Obviously, the Popcorn that we mentioned. Do you know, someone called me from Jamaica when that song came out and said, no, you have to listen to this, and made me sit on the phone with them there and watch that video.
Oh, thank you very much. And big up, enough respect to that someone that made that call to Sarah. Enough love every time.
Yeah,
That's
listen,
right.
someone from Jamaica called me and said, you have to. And I was
Enough love.
actually open mouthed. One, at just the piano playing and just the whole, and just that you could take somewhere that looks so run down and make it look so splendid.
Because at the end of the day, that is where I'm from. You know, that place that you just say the piano, where I the piano is actually in the garrison, uptown, Grand Spend, Jamaica, Kingston,
Uh-huh.
Jamaica. And I mean, for me, that message was to show that the diamonds come from the rough. You know, all these precious stones come from getting pressured. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, is to show the youths then that, all right, cool. Yeah, we're there in the maze, we're there in the little box, but at the end of the day, we can make a joyful noise. You don't have to be one thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's something healing to the world, and it's something that is also healing to my people personally too, because they needed that light to shine on them to show them that cool. It's you that right there to playing the piano just like Dre Island, you know. Remember, we used to go to the same basic school, primary school, high school. We used to get up every day, look forward to seeing each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's a word of encouragement, not only to my youths, let me not say like that, to every youth across the world living. Don't find no excuse, you know, because I had no excuse. I had to, you know, because I had, and I must say, give thanks to great parents and great grandma, you know, that keep that stern eye on me to make sure that I never strayed. Because, you know, we are a child, as a teenager, as a youth, a young, wild, and free. It's easily to be carried away and go on a different path. You know what I'm saying? So we encourage every parents to stay behind the kids 100%, and show them that positive vibes, so they can be a positive person in life.
Yeah, and Popcaan was an interesting choice of a collaboration for that song. I love that. That's more push the boundaries, isn't it?
Yeah, Popcaan is my brother, and I mean, Popcaan has always been a spiritual person, Popcaan a maroon. You see Popcaan when me tell you, say, yo, me a maroon. So, big up Popcaan, my brother, the unruly boss, He never took 30 minutes to sing Blessings Off the Floor when the prayer gone. Not more than 30 minutes. After singing 9 songs in less than 24 hours. That was the last song he sang. And
Amazing,
that song was,
amazing.
and it's a very historical moment because that song was, his part was voiced on Red Hills Road. I was born on Red Hills Road, and that was in the studio of the great legendary Buju. Marcus Murray
Oh,
was
'cause I
was was
heard,
was the one who voiced that song, the son of Buju.
brilliant, because I actually heard you do another interview and you'd said that the two people that you really rated as your icons were Buju and Damian Marley, obviously.
100%, because my first scene of any artist, Red is Road, as I say, I come from. Come on, and Buju's from Parkley, like 3 minutes away from my community. It's Buju Banton, you know. That was the first sound we hear, as a child. And we started to see artists like Red Rat, General Degree, Archive, Goofy, because he had Main Street where he had Danny Brownie right up the road from my community. So I was musically inclined, I can say, from I was a child. I had the opportunity, I've seen all the big sounds, Stone Love, Metrometer, Kilimanjaro, Silver Arc, you know. So is music me from musically,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
obviously Jammy as well, because you mentioned Waterhouse in your
Now
song.
you see King Jammins
Mm.
is where it all took life for Dre Island. I got the name while I was there from in the timing that I was at King Jammins. Jam 2 was the one who told me to sing, and stop writing songs because nobody not going to deliver these message like how you deliver them. Likewise, my brother Chronixx too. Jamar was one of them person too at the time who always encouraged me and say, yo, you must sing, you must sing. You're a singer, you know. So we must big up the legendary King Jammins every time because him sow the seed and the seed that him sow carried forth and look at J Island today.
It's true. I mean, you've taken some huge leaps. Your first tour was that Dread and Terrible tour with Chronixx
Yes,
and
man. From
Kalissa.
2013 being Dre Island to 2014 Dread and Turbo tour with my sister Kelly Chronixx and I. And the Zinc Fence Redemption. Yeah.
That is like zero to touring hero in. You must have had to do some serious personal growth on that tour.
I mean, it was instant growth. It was instant awareness. It was instant eye opening. It was instant knowledge. It was instant blessing. It was a life changing moment for Dre Island. You know what I'm saying? That's why forever I love Chronixx, I forever love Kelissa, I forever love Kiki, Daddy Barnes, Tiago, you know, Pierre, all of them who was a part of it, the whole Zinc Fence movement, down to Jojo who take picture every night, Fergie the engineer, you know, because it was 23 shows in 25 days. And my first song just released it the year before that, and I had to find that set, you know, to sing for the people them in Europe. And majority of the people them in the crowd, they never knew Dre Island at the time, but I was sure after each performance, night after night after night after night, I saw the growth. Just as you say, from zero to hero, you know. So, and it was right after then we went to the festivals again. They called me back this time with my bands for the festivals. I did reggae gear, reggae jams, reggae Sundance, reggae in Wolf, you know, to name a few. And then I kept my first Dre Island live concert the same year, 2014, in Camden. in London.
Camden is a great
So
spot for new music.
yeah, and it was a sold out show. Big up Rhythm every time, Jennifer, you know. And I mean, from there on, it was just, as you said, from zero to hero. But I, it sparked me, in my mind. That was when I went like this, not going backward, but I was like, okay, Dre. That was the point I realized I needed to be structured and organized.
A bit more
You know,
preparation. Yeah.
yes, yes. That was at that point, instant get go. I realized that, okay, don't go no further. Get these things together, get this together. You know, Jah will do the rest. You know, so I mean, glad you brought up that tour because it was an eye-opening tour for Dre Island.
It must have been amazing because I think people just see the show and I don't think they understand there's just so much goes on in the background and just the traveling and the press and the media. It's relentless.
I mean,
And if you haven't
but
experienced it before, I imagine that as a first show must have been quite shocking.
it was my first tour ever, and from the very first night, we were youth. And I guess because we went out there with a lot of us as kids and we were all families, already, that made it interesting for me. That motivated me, of course. And I must say, everyone that came to the shows nights after nights, man, they were on fire. I love them. So, with that said, you know, growth had to be in its full effect immediately, instantly, and I that was where I started Now I Rise officially. Started to work on the album Now I Rise. Because it was the year after that I voiced Days of Stone Chronixx in 2015. You know, it was 2016 that I voiced WithlovePR Popcaan. It was 2000 and from then till the only song before that was Now I Rise, the title track that's on the album. That was the only song that was produced and voiced from 2012. But every song started to took life from 2015. And 2020, you have it there with the deluxe package that completes the whole album, Now I Rise. So it's now 17 track because there's a dub remix too with More Love that was done by Dub FX.
Yeah, I saw that. Dub Effects does really, really well, actually. You
The,
see
and,
him
and Dub FX
all
did
over.
did excellent on that remix.
And you know the original song, More Love, I made a note that I must remember to ask you that. It's Make a Joyful Noise. It is exactly the song that we all need to hear right now. Again, pushing the boundaries a bit, but
Yeah.
absolutely, it just screams church, gratitude, happiness.
That's it. Spread more love straight from your heart. It remind me like when Bob said, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right. You just come on, more love. At the end of the day, that's all we need.
And another one of your
No,
productions.
yeah, that's another one of my production. It's also the first song that I released on my label, Household Music. Yeah, so I have a new label titled Household Music, and that's the first song that is out on the label. But you have other productions too that I have done. But it came out though under Dre Island Music.
Okay, so Household Production is the new one.
Yeah, Household Music is the new label that I will be featuring artists on, because I want to work with young artists. I want to voice, I want to do productions, I want to write songs with artists, I want to do other work that I don't want it to be troubled. I don't want nobody to feel like Dre Island is taking over the thing. People feel
Uh-huh.
more appreciative when they see a different title. So for that reason, to make everybody feel good, Household Music. So
Okay,
want
no,
to
it's a
see
good
Household
name.
Music, Dre Island. Because we're going to make music for the household. Just like how you're right there in your house right now. That's where I want to make music for you to play.
That's right, because I read in your bio that it said you did lots of productions for local and for international artists, but it didn't say who. I was wondering who you'd been doing that with.
I mean, a lot of artists, on the Setup Shop album, the first Setup Shop album that Damien Marley did and Stephen Marley, the song featured Julian Marley featuring Bugle, Move Them. I was the one who made that beat, and wrote the chorus for that song. You know, Junior Reid in earlier days, 2008, because I was a producer before being an artist. You know, but I always work with the Rastas from a longer time. So, you know,
That's the
it's just how
Waterhouse
it's.
connection too, isn't it? If it's Junior Reid.
Yes, I. Yeah, well, I actually met Junior Reid while he was at Lindsay Crescent, a studio by Don Robin off the Boulevard, Washington Boulevard in Kingston. And then, you know, it ties back into Waterhouse eventually because he's from the next road from King Jammins Road, you know. So, oh, you know enough about Jamaica, man.
Yeah. Waterhouse is my second home. Waterhouse, Washington Garden, Riverton City kind of is my little area where I stay.
Oh, so you're Kingston 20.
Oh, those are my places. They're where my people are. So I know
Yeah, good
Jammies
people,
well.
them, man. Yes,
Listen, they
man.
take the
King Jammins
best
a
care of
legend.
me. Yeah, the
Mama
whole
Iris
area.
cook the best food, eh?
Although Marmalade does a nice vegetarian round on by where the
Yes,
buses
I.
turn round at the terminus.
Yes, I. Yes, I. So
And you can,
I mean, Jesse Royal, be okay, and Alandon. I want to big up Alandon because a lot of people don't know of this kid yet, but he's a prominent artist. He's coming up. You know what I'm saying? He's featured on the track "Run to Me," and that one is for the ladies.
yes.
Yes, you know, because the ladies been attacking Dre Island saying, you know, we love you, but you're not giving us no song for us. So I made sure that I put 4 songs
Yeah,
right
almost the
back
whole of the
after,
second half of the album.
dedicated to all the beautiful ladies in the world out there.
No. From
That's right.
Crazy, you broke all of our hearts.
No, I mean, I never
From
meant to
Crazy.
broke anyone. I mean, I never meant to broke anyone heart in Crazy, you know. I was more like missing, you know, a feeling. And I'm saying you should have been around here tonight, you know, but someone else, you know, is here right now holding me tight. Because it's like, it is what it is, you know. But that after Crazy, I showed it where 4 seasons change,
Yes.
but your love still remain. And then I went and say your heart is calling, you know. And then I went and say, run to me. You know, don't be crazy, run to me. Because even in that song, there was a part that I spitefully said, you're so beautiful, intelligent, though you're crazy. Because I wanted to make sure, put in that part, say, all right, then it's the same crazy lady I seen about right here, okay?
So make sure you don't do your nonsense.
Yes, no nonsense. But you know, it's just pure love right across the album from the intro that is out there now. Go straight to the Wyclef song, you know. And as I said, big up every producer that's a part of it. Winter James, Jam 2, Andrew Blocks, Barkley, Cushface, Dunwell, True Game Entertainment. Yes, that's every one of the producers. And the other songs, you know, by yours truly, Dre Island, and all soul music. Yes.
It's absolutely brilliant. I've gone way over my time, but we really do appreciate you talking to the Vibes FM listeners and letting us find out firsthand what more about the album. Before I let you go, DreIslandMusic.com is, I guess, the hub for everybody finding out about you.
Yeah, that is the island that you will visit for now, and I have tour guides here that will take you right around that island. Yes, so you just go to DreIslandMusic.com and it takes you anywhere you want to go that your mind can think. Just think, it takes you there.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. We really do appreciate it. Do you have a
It's
message for the
pure
fans?
blessings. I mean, I can play a musical message for them, you know. For this physical body and this face, ancestors and I created this place. For these Romans ruled this place, ancestors and I created this place. Born black and proud, call me no slave. No way, try to protect my soul. I see they're trying to take control. I've been traveling with this heavy load. Time surely long unfold. The road keeps slipping away on these soils. Now everybody singing the same old song. Road keeps slipping away on these soils. Now everybody singing the same old song. Road keeps slipping away on these soils. Now everybody singing the same old song. Oh yeah. Now the whole world is singing the same old song, and the love of His Majesty will always live on. So many years and times they fight, yet I survive. Now the whole world is singing the same old song. Blessed love.